Newman. We'll focus on them obviously at the start. Neil Cragg in the 1, Newman in the 2. And the first 5-minute section of the A final about to get underway here, so focus on the lead cars for this one at the very front of the field as we get underway. And it's go here in Valladolid. Neil Cragg with the early lead in car number 1, and off there further down the field, I think that may have been for the car number 4. Car number 4 being Daniel Kobovic, but it's Neil Cragg here with the great lead in the early going, getting away from the second place cars and indeed the rest of the field. So it's Cragg followed by Martin, Lee Martin, Jörn Newman down to third place. So Neumann so fast on the early going, but there goes Lee Martin. Lee Martin there with a bit of a spillage. If we go to the battle for third place at HPI Hairpin, look at them all so close together. Yeah, Neumann has broken away, but it's the battle for third that's interesting here. And a crash further back there for the number 6, the number 6 of Joona Häkkinen and the number 7 of Carlos Pineda Fidel. Cragg leading the way from Neumann. So Cragg, Neumann, Orlowski, the top 3. In 4th position it is Carlos Pineda Fidel, Daniel Kobovic in 5th. And up to 6th from 10th position on the grid it is Tom Cockerill. But we continue to follow the third place car. For the time being. Though if we can hold it at the straight for just a little while, for the last 5 cars that are all basically in unison here.
1, 2, 3, 7,
and those
4,
cars are
8,
in the order:
10,
Peter
6,
Piniche in
9,
6th,
5.
Hubert Honigl in 7th, Lee Martin, who's fallen back down the order now, in 8th, Tom Cockerill in 9th, and Joona Häkkinen in 10th. Cockerill now fallen down to 10th. But that's a good battle out there on track. The top 5 is spread out. The bottom 5 not so much at all. Piniche in 6th position. Tom Cockerill falling back in 10th position, unfortunately. There you see those 4 cars all together. Piniche, Honigl, Martin and Häkkinen all together out there on track. All getting over the double cleanly, but 3 of them making contact there. That leaves the number 5 car in 7th place. That is Lee Martin taking advantage of Joona Häkkinen and Hubert Honigl getting together there. So Lee Martin recovering, had a very good start and has had a slightly less conspicuous race ever since. But with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining here, he is on a recovery drive up to 7th place. Is he going to make that move for 6th position? Over the double they go, so let's focus on that battle for 6th, the green car and the orange car. Over the triple, the Fiat triple they go. Into the HPI hairpin. Of course, Fiat and HPI are sponsors here on RC Racing TV for this weekend. And looking around the outside at turn 2,
1 minute to drive.
not able to make it stick, but Lee Martin,
1, 2,
great action
3,
here between
7,
them.
4, 8, 5, 6, 10, 9.
And through goes Lee Martin. And in the process there, Peter Piniche pushed further down the order. Lee Martin through. That's Martin there. And if we just look at the Fiat triple now, we have a great battle there, although that's just changed. Car 4 through. car 4 of Daniel Kobovic through for 4th position, I believe. But with 18 seconds remaining, let's try and locate the leader. It is Neil Cragg, just going over the Fiat Triple now and into the corner before the bridge. So Neil Cragg on his final lap, and then we'll stay on the start-finish line as the cars come through. So we'll stay with Cragg until the end of this one, and we'll wait at this line here. So Cragg crosses the line. Second place across is Jan Neumann. Third place, Michael Olowski. Battle still going on further down the order. We wait for 4th place to come through. There is the 4th place car, Daniel Kobovic. 5th place, Lee Martin. Una Hattinen across in 6th. Peter Panish in 7th. Hubert Honigel in 8th. Carlos Pineda Vidal losing out to Tom Cockerill on that final lap. But it is Neil Cragg with the best first heat here, or the best first leg of this, the A final. We'll be back with more coverage later on here on RC Racing TV, but for now it is Neil Cragg in the lead of this one. Thanks for watching this broadcast of the first leg of the A final. We'll be back for more soon. 2 of the 1/10 scale off-road 2-wheel drive Euros about to get underway here in Valladolid at the Circuit Teledios. RC Racing TV here, brought to you by HPI Racing and Fiat. Ready to bring you leg 2 of the action here. So, poleman Neil Cragg. Solid, splendid performance just a few moments ago in the previous leg of the A final. What can he do this time around?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
And Neil Cragg
5, 4.
will lead the field away. And we are away here in Valladolid. The field shuffling through the first double jump section. Over the tabletop they go. We follow the leader. Car number 1 goes off there. Neil Cragg not getting the Fiat Triple right there at all. That hands the lead over to Jan Neumann, the German driver. In second place, now taken by Michael Olowski. So Cragg down to 3rd. 5-minute heat. This is the end of lap 1. Jan Neumann. We follow the leader here. Over the Fiat Triple we go. It is Neumann, so fast in the qualification sessions. Now putting in his shift in the race. Second in heat 1. Leg 1 rather. Now doing his very best to ensure another great performance in leg 2. And being at the head of the field is the perfect way to do just that. The field spreading out quite a bit here, although the closest 2 cars seemingly are the 2 out front, with the Polish driver Orlowski closing in on Neumann. Both drivers only barely clearing the double there. Through the EFRA corner we go, up over the double into the second turn. Neumann with a bit more of a slide on there. Through the tabletop they go, and the Fiat Triple over the bridge. Bridges in RC racing, not unique to here, but not seen all that commonly. Top 4 now, all rather close together. Pole sitter Neil Cragg seemingly chasing down Polish driver in car 3. Car 5, Lee Martin, also trying to follow them, but it is these 3 who are closest of all, the top 3 cars. Neumann, Orlowski, Cragg. 2 minutes and 30 seconds completed so far. It's still Neumann from Orlowski from Cragg. They go over the Fiat Triple. All 3 of them manage that cleanly. Keep our cameras trained on the second place car for now, coming under fire from Cragg in the 1. Orlowski also almost tagging the back of Neumann there. So we've got this three-way battle for the lead. All important battle. Of course, of the 3 legs, 2 performances from each driver are taken into consideration. The 2 best performances. Over the line, or over the bridge rather, goes Orlowski and Cragg, focusing on that battle for second position between them. Orlowski and Cragg goes off there. Big moment for Cragg, but he just manages to get the car back underway. He's down to 4th position. You saw that on screen, he recovers. So it's Neumann. And then the pole, Michael Orlowski. And I believe we continue to follow Orlowski in second position at this moment in time. What can he do about the incredibly quick Jörn Neumann? Cragg's gone off again further back, so he's now down to 5th position out there. Not the best of races for Cragg. Question is what will happen in this battle for the lead with 50 seconds remaining. So it's the 2 car of Jörn Neumann ahead of Michael Orlowski. 3rd place, Lee Martin, a little way back. This is the penultimate lap of the race for these 2. Over the bridge into the HPI hairpin.
30 seconds to drive.
No point waiting for a slip up in this high level of the race, or this high level race, because the likes of Neumann don't make mistakes all that often at all.
10,
So
9, 8,
Orlowski wants to try and make a move. This is one of his last chances at the HPI hairpin.
3,
Not close enough. He will not be close enough. It's going to take a mistake from Neumann. So we look at the leader as he crosses the line and then stay on the line for the rest of the order. Neumann, Orlowski, Martin Lee in 3rd. Carlos Pineda Vidal comes through. Neil Cragg eventually recovers for 5th. Honigel Herbert in 6th. Peter Panish in 7th. Daniel Kobovic eventually coming across the line in 8th. And Joona Hattinen last across the line in 9th. Tom Cockerill a lap down in 10th position. So that's the second leg of the A final. And then return to action in just a few moments. I'll see. And here we go. So just over 10 seconds to go here until the start of the 3rd leg of the A final. Here in Valladolid, the circuit Tela Dios, playing home to the first of 2 European Championship finals this weekend. And Neil Cragg getting the start in pole position, but I'd argue that Neumann there from second position with a slightly better start. So Neumann in second place, and the 3rd place car is car 3, Michael Orlowski. So some incidents slightly further back, but the top 3 all getting through in one piece. It's Cragg from Neumann from Orlowski. Between these 3. Daniel Kobovic further back in 4th. And then quite a gap between Lee Martin in 5th and that 4th place driver, but it is the top 3 who are closest together here. Neil Cragg in the lead. Alongside there, Neumann. Looking at the outside of the HPI hairpin, doesn't get the move done. They go to the far end corner. Over the double. Both landing it perfectly, although Neumann just getting up on the curb at the final corner. Through the EFRA corner they go. Now over the tabletop, over the Fiat triple. Back over the bridge again. Neumann attacking last time through. Neumann spinning this time through. So if we look back to second position, can see that it is now Michael Orlowski in second, Neumann just behind in 3rd place. You saw again Neumann not making the best of landings at the Fiat Triple, getting up on the pipe curbing. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Just under 2 minutes completed. Neumann in third. Starting to see Orlowski get away. Neumann's been quick all weekend. Hasn't got it done in any of the A final races yet.
2, 5, 7, 8, 6,
Falling further back still.
9, 10.
So if we look at third place, Neumann in that red and black and yellow car with the yellow rims, getting loose there, and he's going under threat from Daniel Kobevic, or rather Lee Martin. Daniel Kobevic fallen to 10th position. So Lee Martin it is challenging Kobevic, challenging Neumann. Neumann once again struggling with the Fiat Triple, has the inside line for that corner, and manages to give himself a little breathing room going through the bridge and HPI hairpin section. Down from top end corner, the complex, and then the double. Down the main straight into Efra corner yet again. 6th lap, or 7th lap rather. 6 laps completed, so this is lap 7. Neumann over the Fiat Triple. Neil Cragg still far ahead, 1.4 seconds, so not massively far, but it's enough at this moment in time. So Cragg from Orlowski, Jan Neumann in third. We still follow him. He's lost his competition. The 4th place driver, Lee Martin, fallen back into the clutches of Carlos Pineda Vidal. Vidal's made a mistake, so he's now fallen back from Lee Martin, but it is still Neumann we follow. Neumann round the final corner, down the front straight into Efra. Up over the double. Exemplary performance in this last stage, but then a big mistake at the tabletop. Ends up on his roof. He falls back to 4th place. 1 minute left. Unless Lee Martin makes a slip up, I think Lee Martin may have just inherited a podium from Neumann. Which will be unfortunate for the German driver, who's been very impressive on pace. Go to the Fiat Triple and we can see the leader. That is the number 1 car of Neil Cragg. Orlowski still very close behind. Still a second, maybe even just under now. Unless Cragg has a slip up in this, the final lap, then it is going to be his race to win. But look at that, Orlowski a lot closer on the final lap. It is going to come to a final lap dogfight now. Cragg, Orlowski over the tabletop. Both with good runs for the Fiat Triple, but Orlowski landing on the wrong side of the boundary there. That means he loses time. Final lap of the race.
5, 4,
and we follow Cragg in that red yellow car with white rims around the final corner, and he is the European champion here. Neil Cragg, the winner here. The applause, the excitement from the crew. Michael Orlowski in second, Martin Lee eventually coming third, as Jan Neumann losing his podium slot. Carlos Pineda Vidal finishing 5th position. 6th place, Peter Pinish. 7th, Una Hattinen. Hubert Honigel in 8th. Tom Cockerell in 9th. Lap down, Daniel Kobevic finishing in 10th. That's all she wrote here.